Everybody's gonna be mad in Resident Evil now. Wesker comes back.
Has he not been back since 5? They've actually kept him out.
Mm-hmm.
His son was in 6.
Yeah, Jake.
What about his 2 daughters?
And then he was kind of an Easter egg in 8.
You have daughters? Oh, shut up. So what you talking about? Oh, I'm sad again.
Such a good show.
But it's not the same as the video games.
Yeah, people are too wrapped up in that to ever give that show a chance.
What?
The Resident Evil Netflix show.
Oh, I didn't even get a chance to watch it. I mean, I guess I can still watch it.
Yeah,
It's good.
it is.
Whenever I don't see something and then I hear it's canceled, I just give up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there's no
trust
point.
me. Look, we didn't even watch it when it first came out. We waited, and then Zach watched it.
I randomly watched it when it first came out because I thought it had already been out for a while.
Yeah.
And I saw it on Netflix. I'll give it a try. And then they fucking canceled it. It's like
They were so people were so up in arms about it. Oh my god, it ruined the sanctity of the greatest literary work of Resident Evil timeline.
Engage.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, presented by Engage Gaming, episode 74. I'm Darius, here with Zach.
what up?
And 91.3% of Nolan.
Bonjour.
Look,
No.
listen, man. No.
Start over.
All right. Read as a say. What are you doing?
What,
You
you
like
don't
the
speak
kid?
French?
First of all, no.
Like Steven.
You like the kid when they call attendance and you just got to say something.
Present. You say what?
EC. That's French for here.
Son,
You know
I don't
you're
have
not
time
French,
for
right?
none of that. Okay, it's 8:15 in the morning. Just say here, God,
Comment allez-vous, mon ami?
What are we doing now?
get out. Teachers in my high school, early in the morning, they not here to play. Get out. Where am I supposed to go? Anywhere but in here.
Let's go stand in the hall.
Yep. You know, it's not the busiest of weeks, but we got some things that we can talk about, some experiences. We do need to talk about. We had Mario Day here at the shop. I think that's cool.
That was fun.
You know, happy Mario Day. Had a lot of people come out, and a lot of people come out, and then we thought that was all the people that was coming out.
And
then the second wave came in.
Yeah, the second wave, yeah, which was great.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I love it. I just love seeing folks playing games and being happy. And
Yeah, I was looking at some of the footage and stuff that I recorded, and put a little video on our social media, and it was like they were just everybody was just playing stuff, man, just enjoying it,
smiling.
Yes, the retro consoles, although I didn't get footage of people playing those, they got a lot more play than we thought they would.
That seemed to be a pretty big hit, especially with the older folks.
Yeah. Well, and they all seem so shocked when we tell them that they have it, which lets me know that none of those people know about the Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's like a lot of people don't know they did the mini consoles, which was crazy too. We tell them like, yeah, they did a mini run like 3-4 years ago, and they're like, really? It's like,
Yeah. Some of them were like, they're so cute.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Well, that lady's also a little.
Yeah, she
inebriated.
was. She was not coherent. Not 100%.
Yeah, I was like, it was like, here, we're gonna step out for a second. I'm like, I bet you are. Go ahead. They were more into the games than the kids were.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You remember? Yeah. But yeah, I just it was really cool, man. You know, get to do that, and hopefully we get to do it again next year. You know, Overton Small Business Services.
We'll see.
Thank you for hosting that, sponsoring that event. Had a nice little table set up that he ate Chinese food on by himself, not with us.
Well, my family was there, and y'all could have came over. Plenty of room.
No, it's too many Nolans in one space.
Yeah, I was confused.
Dude, the look on Larry's face, I forgot that he had never seen. Like, I don't know how we never talked about that, or had, like, I don't know if we don't bring it up on the podcast or anything, but
We have before.
I know we have. But like the way he looked, it was like, it's another one. And then it was like, so they're twins, right? It's like, no, they're just brothers. No, man, they look just alike. It's like, no, he's. What's his name? Nolan? It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah.
No. Now they have to drag the
They're
kids
not
in
twins,
here.
they're clones.
Yeah, that's what we say. It's just y'all are living the Clone Wars.
Now they had to drag the kids in here. I don't know if you saw me when they walked in, when I went up and impersonated them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. I'm in a building full of video games. I'm so bored.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they did the exact same thing they did the first time they ever came in here. The first 2 hours they just moped and complained. The last half an hour they finally found something to do. It's like, you could have been doing this the whole time.
I didn't know that. I know this is very off topic, but yesterday this kid comes in, and so his friend had came in earlier, asked us how everything works. Got on the PC, and he ended up downloading Destiny and playing. And so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be back, a little bit later. And people say that all the time, but unless they get
And
the
they
day
never come
pass, they
back.
don't come back. Or they come back like a week or two later and be like, remember me? And you go, no. I see numerous faces every day.
Yeah.
But no, he came back later and he brought his friend. So his friend does the thing that a lot of people do, which is he's already asked his friend how it works. His friend has told him how it works. But he's a young person and I fear interaction. So I'm going to go sit at the PC next to my friend and not play nothing. And then kind of try to do the sign up thing. But then his friend is like, hey, no. Like I literally see him go, no, you got to go tell the guy and, like the thing I told you to do already. Mm-hmm. So he comes up and he's like, yeah, I need to get like 2 hours or whatever. And I'm like, and I had the urge, Zach, to mockingly respond with what he just said the same way.
When kids go up and they're acting like all antisocial, I fuck with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, but I wanted to be like mean spirited at first, so I had to stop myself. But I wanted to just be like, get like, I don't know what you're talking about or whatever. But then I was like, am I old? I don't want to be old yet either.
Turning into me.
Yeah, bro. But I just, as soon as
It's like
he said it,
just talk what you want.
his head was like this. He did the
Yeah.
hair cock when he said it. He was like, 2 hours or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, first of all, we're in Mobile, Alabama. Why do you sound like you just came off the beach in California? Whatever.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I fuck with them and try to make them like actually talk to me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is just making them, because a lot of times they come up and I'm all combat.
What? Excuse me?
Call of Duty Warfare Cold War.
Oh yeah, I hate that when they come up and they just say like Resident Evil 2. I'm like, yeah, that's a game. What about it?
As well as Fortnite. And listen, I have a child, okay? But we have had conversations since she was like 8 where it was like, okay, you can't be shy in public about things that like about interacting and if you want to get a candy bar and you got $1 and you want to go buy the candy bar, go do the transaction. Like I'm near, trust me. I'm not gonna just leave you hanging and you go ask to buy a candy bar and the guy just like comes in and swoops up and picks you up and flies away with like, like that's not the thing.
I don't get it.
So I know it can be a scary thing. I was a child. Everybody's been young. We've been in situations where it's uncomfortable. But you're asking me to do this fun thing. You see all of these people doing the fun thing already. Or you literally just tell me what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. How's it come to game? Yes,
you remember my niece?
Yeah, she wouldn't talk to me.
Nope.
refused to talk to me.
telling us what she wanted to do, and I was like, "Well, I'm not the guy to set that up." Matter of fact, the guy that sets it up is right behind me. He was right behind me.
I was cleaning the PCs.
And as soon as I say, "Hey, Zach," and you turn around, yeah, she just.
In fact, she wouldn't talk to me, and no one's like, "Hey, so and so has a question." I said, "Wait, what's up?" And she just looked at Nolan and says, "This is how you die in your sleep." I was like, "So you're gonna talk to Nolan in front of me, but you won't talk directly to me?"
You know, I can see you when you say the words to him. Like,
I know you can talk.
And that's exactly why they dragged them out of the house, because they have no other human interaction. All they want to do is be on their phones and tablets and Discords and whatever not. It's like, no, you need to be in front of a person and talk to them.
the thing that's crazy is, so, you know, they do these, like, they do the shy stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I know you watch things like cartoons and anime and TV shows. You've seen all the slice of life stuff or the sitcoms. You're doing the scene in the sitcom, and you're the like, you know, this is like a bit, right? You can't be doing this.
That's all four of them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I know this is a video game podcast, and we will get to video games,
No,
but
we
this is
won't.
also a problem in the video game world, unfortunately.
We're losing recipes, okay?
All these kids are just stuck behind tablets and stuff, and they don't know how to talk to people.
That's true.
Now,
And that's part of
100%
what
true.
our business is about, is bringing people that don't know each other together playing video games.
Yes.
That's why we have community nights. Like, hey, come out, do this community night of like League of Legends. You like League of Legends. He likes League of Legends. She likes League of Legends. Y'all can play together.
yeah, now you
And
have
make
more
new
people.
friends.
Yeah, you make new. Imagine,
I know he's a little bit an asshole, but he can be your acquaintance. He doesn't have to be your friend.
yeah, he could be the dude you play league with. He could
Exactly.
be, and you can leave it at that. You know, that way when you get on, you don't have to queue up by yourself. You can at least duo queues. I know there was no way you could pass by. Let's say if you were a kid and you passed by a park, kids are playing football. Hey man, can I play? That may be intimidating. It is, but after you do it once, it's a little easier.
Yeah.
And it becomes easier every time. And then it becomes just a thing you do. Next thing you know, you have a network of people that you know. You know, you can not only play football, but now you can play basketball or video games or whatever it is. So all we did was, you know, meet kids. Now, granted, in a lot of places there are not as many functioning parks and things like that as you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are areas where unfortunately there's not really much for a kid to do but go outside in their front yard. You know, kind of hard to ride bikes if you don't live in areas that are bike friendly now. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, people don't seem to not know how to slow down in residential areas, at least where I live at. But if you are already playing games, you see the place where games are. You go in, you see other people playing games. Now, to be fair, a lot of kids do come in here and they will like start playing together.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, you know. They'll be like, "Oh, you playing Fortnite? I'm playing Fortnite." And then they'll, "Hey man, what's your friend thing?" And they'll, you know, jump in and, you know, it's pretty nice. But a lot of times they just seem like they've never had to interact with another person. They go to school though.
That's what gets us.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you've
And they have to
interacted
talk
with
to
adults
teachers.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know you've interacted with adults before. You have teachers.
I guess it's more of a safe space.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I guess.
But video games are a safe space.
Yeah. That's
You know, you don't have to be in lobby chat anymore. We fixed that. Okay? You don't have to hear that.
Well,
And
maybe that's why. Because they're not in lobby chat.
nobody should be subjected to lobby chat. Okay? We tried to play with lobby chat on and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in the beta. And as soon as we went in, they went right back to it. Kids don't need to be in there, okay? But here, you know, in a public space, nobody's gonna talk crazy like that.
well.
I mean, they might try, but you know, we can also help, you know, curate that as well.
Yeah.
What happened to the good old days of 100 million people playing World of Warcraft and all talking and interacting, and, you know.
To the good old days when we used to play in the creek.
Get them leeches. And burn them off, my boy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Cricks aren't available for people to play in it. There should just be some sort of public like what happened to the YMCA's being good? Yeah, YMCA with no basketball court. What is happening?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Anyways,
What?
let's get back.
We can go to that.
Anyway.
Stop yelling at the clouds. Cool game stuff is happening.
So our little things from last week, corrections. So Diablo has been announced. Diablo 4 has been announced that it's going to launch with 5 classes.
Yeah.
Did
Steven tell you that?
No, I actually saw that the other day,
Oh,
and then
okay.
Steven said something yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I saw that. But it's going to be barbarian, sorceress, druid, rogue, and then a necromancer. So I believe that's what Diablo 3 launched with 5 classes or 4 classes.
The
something
rogue.
like that.
I know everybody has multiple builds. I'm assuming the rogue is also like the bow person, right?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah. I'm just
I
basing.
would imagine.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you'd have some sort of long range melee class or a long range melee build.
Who knows? But that's what it is. So
I kind of want to play the druid.
yeah,
You can be a bear.
maybe. Can you?
Yeah, it's in one of the trailers they showed him in bear form.
Oh, okay.
But I do like sorcerers.
And then last week we also talked about Wayfinder.
Yes.
We got a little bit more information about Wayfinder. I looked up some stuff yesterday. It is going to be free to play.
Smart.
It's also going to be, what do you call it? Hero based.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Hero based, which is, in my opinion, really weird for an MMO.
Yes. Not saying it can't work. But why is that a weird thing for MMO?
Because in MMO, you generally want to create your own character and play a certain class. Like you want to customize your character, the looks of them, their name, everything. And I don't think you can change. I think your name is whatever your username is. So
yeah, it is. So you
yeah.
won't have
So it's not as customized. Like when you start World of Warcraft, you choose the class, you choose your race, and then after that you choose the details of your races, like skin or fur or whatever they might have, and then you create a name. And then you play that class.
Yep.
In this, you play. I don't remember their names, but each hero has a different name.
Yeah,
and
they do.
Technically, on one server, everybody could be the same hero, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
With the same name, same look, and I'm assuming because it is free to play, that the way they're going to monetize it is to sell skins. So that's probably one way to differentiate between different people.
Yeah, that's the class I played in the beta.
Was the gun person?
Yeah.
In
He
the
puts,
beta
like,
there's
clothes out- he
there's
clones out and
three
stuff.
classes, right?
Yep.
The tank. Apparently the tank is a healer as well.
Yeah, he's like a paladin.
Then this guy, and then
Rogue.
Rogue, yeah.
Now, the thing that throws so one of the things is with an MMO, like I know this is a hard bar to reach for a lot of MMOs, but if you play certain classes, certain races, your origins are different. You're like your starting town and all that stuff.
And WoW, yeah.
Yeah. And in a lot of like Final Fantasy was like that too, depending on what race and what stuff you picked, you would start in certain areas. But in this game, everybody's in the same spot. So what happened? Like I know the levels aren't going to track, right? Like they're going to be per character.
Yes, per hero. Like you can have multiple hero. Like personally, you can have multiple heroes. Yes, they said that
you have to level them up individually.
Everyone is individually. So
I'm gonna have to play the same stuff.
Yes,
because that was one of the benefits of let's say I make a blood elf or I make a what's the dwarf?
Here's dwarves.
Okay, but based on making those characters,
your starting zone is a little bit different.
Yeah, so it gives it.
Eventually, you get to the same quest.
Yeah, of course, but it helps that process of leveling up a new character that you get to experience something different.
Oh, and it's even better now in WoW. Because in WoW, so was it not this last expansion, but the expansion before, they squished everything back down to level 60. So prior to it, it was the level cap was 120 because when WoW originally started, it was 60, and then every expansion they added essentially 10 levels until they got to 120, and then the expansion before they squashed it down to 60. Well, when they did that, leveling up between 1 and 50, you can actually choose the expansion that you level up through. You can either level up through Classic WoW or any of the, I think, like 6 expansions that came after it. So your level 1 through 60 or 1 through 50 playthrough is completely unique to other classes. Like if you choose, hey, I missed Legion. So when I got back into WoW last week, I'm like, I want to level up a new character, but I don't want to play through content I've already done before in the past.
You did.
So I did the Legion playthrough, and it was really cool. Completely new story for me, and I got to play all the way from now it's 1 to 60 because 60 to 70 is a new expansion. So I got to play through 1 through 60 in the Legion expansion, and everything tailors to your level. When you go into dungeons, I could be in a dungeon with a level 55. Like if you're level 55 and I'm level 20, we can be in the same dungeon. It just tailors all the levels. I don't know how it does it.
Yeah, Destiny started
multiple.
doing that too. Yeah, they do that too. So like if we're different levels and we're doing the same mission, the enemies when they are against me are my level, but when it's fighting you, it's your level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I don't know who decided to start doing it. Probably sure WoW probably did it first, but that's one of the smarter things. But I think this game has potential because one, I think the combat is at least
It looks fun.
Yeah, it's at least engaging enough to where you're just not holding down attack and like you have to aim, skill shots, and you have to be able to, like at least for the person with the gun, you throw one of the vials down to basically like put oil down, then you explode the oil, or you could just leave it and have them just be slow in the oil. So that there's things you're doing. It's not just point and click.
The art style is very reminiscent of Fortnite.
Yes. That level of color to it,
Which isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying that as a bad thing.
No. It looks like to me. It reminds me of like Fortnite mixed with Kingdoms of Amalur, which I know probably nobody played, but that's okay. I played it. It wasn't gonna revolutionize gaming like old boys thought it was gonna do, but it was. It was it was like a big solid B game.
But yeah, it wasn't bad.
But I see that art style, and it's like it's aesthetically pleasing to look at. It's something that I would enjoy watching other people play too, and I think that's something that games kind of need to consider. Like if you can't find a ultra dynamic, realistic style, sometimes you need to make it visually appealing as best you can.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, I watched a little bit yesterday. They have like some really cool boss fights. Like there was an instance where it looked like it was the last level of Fall Guys while they were fighting a boss, where the floor gave out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, when I was fighting the big squid thing, like it's making the waves and stuff, and you can jump and everything like that to try to take less damage or avoid damage. But I took damage. I messed up.
Yeah, we have to keep our eye out on it. But
It's only for the PlayStation though, right? Or is it PlayStation?
No, didn't you say you played it on Steam?
I'm
like you're the one that actually played it.
I kept thinking that because of the PlayStation Showcase that it's not on the Xbox.
Is it not on the Xbox?
I mean, it's on Steam. I didn't see it through the Microsoft thing, but I also only was aware of it through Steam and PlayStation. And if it is, I wouldn't be surprised because that's one of the things I know a lot of companies looking to get into the MMO space are trying to figure out.
It's on Xbox.
Yeah. How you can do it on console. But yeah, those are the echoes, they call them.
That's how you're going to differentiate your class from somebody else's, or your hero from somebody else's, right?
Yeah.
They have different modifications.
And they all have different point values as well. So trying to figure out how to get the most out of yours.
Oh, you mean by like, so you like, say you have like 10 points available.
Mm-hmm.
You could spend 3 points on some things. And okay.
Yeah, they'll take up a certain amount of slots. So obviously stronger things take up more. So I think my guy at one point had like 30 points. And one of the things took up 15.
Oh, wow.
But then some of them took up 2.
There's something else I recently played that did something like that, where you kind of had to balance, I think they call them like augments. and you only had so much power for the augments.
Yeah, it was something that we saw a lot more in like action adventure games or like Mega Man type stuff, and now it's kind of everything's merging together. At some point, somebody's gonna make a game that's just everything.
Oh, Ghost Song, the Metroidvania game I played, was something like that, where you had so many points or energy to power up your augments, so you had to like balance your augments. Like I could go completely far, and like you were saying, like spend a lot of points in this thing and not so much, and just get little small buffs on other stuff.
Yeah, and the level up system is a little different. So you have your character.
There's no actual levels, right?
Yes, it's it says you level up, but it's more so that you can equip gear. But then you get so many points every time you level up, and then you choose how you want to do it. Which that part is kind of like, I don't know how much the in-game stuff will matter, because if you're having to focus like on, let's say, crit versus attack speed or something, because they do have that kind of stuff in there. It's like, would a person be unable to be effective, or people, like, if you're trying to play online, are people going to be like, oh, you got to have this build to play?
Well, I mean, there's going to be meta builds.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the game. The nature of a lot of online games is there's meta builds, and people will use that against you and stuff because they just don't
want to have fun.
They don't trust people.
Well, and I understand that. That is one of the greatest strengths and weaknesses of online gaming, is when you start to do content that requires multiple people, you have to trust people, and people do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Well, there's a baby crying in the background.
Bro, I don't understand how these people play Call of Duty with so much noise in the background.
Seriously.
Forged in chaos, baby. Gunshots sound like lullabies to me.
Oh, yeah, fucking Gordon Ramsay cooking a 7-course meal in the background.
Bro, are you playing this in a tire shop? What is that? What is that noise?
What is that noise?
Somebody is definitely changing tires.
Somebody just constantly slamming the back door or something. Like, what is that?
You should really get back to finishing putting up that drywall before you play Call of Duty. I feel like you should focus on that.
I think your coworkers are getting mad at you
exactly
for not helping them out.
Brother, are you playing this while you're driving your semi truck? That is extremely dangerous. Okay.
But yeah, I think that's all we got for Wayfront. Like I said, we'll keep our eye out on it, and it should be fun. All right, so another MMO. I know we've been talking about MMOs the last 2 weeks, essentially.
We just want one to be
good.
Yeah.
But I came across this one yesterday. It was announced earlier this month, I think, or last month. It's called Quinfall. It's very ambitious, to say the least. It's made by an independent studio out of Turkey.
Okay.
They are promising the world, and the game doesn't look bad so far, and they're promising it to be out later this year.
What is it gonna? They haven't said what platforms besides PC.
I think it's just PC.
Okay, reasonable.
And when I say they're ambitious, if there anybody that knows what Arcade is, not Arcade, I'm sorry, Ashes of Creation, it's trying to do what Ashes of Creation is doing plus more.
Wow.
Visually, it looks amazing. Like,
I'm looking at
a lot of this looks like it's in-game footage. Like, it doesn't look like it's not like cinematic.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to have it's supposed to have a lot. It's supposed to have.
I mean, the diversity in the areas. If you're walking around these areas alone.
Yeah. Well, there's supposed to be like 5 major biomes, different types of biomes. There's like a mountain, like a snowy mountain biome, plains, marshes, desert, and lush forest. That's what it was. And it looks like they have like different, like a druid class almost, a sorcerer, warrior, archer. Yeah.
I mean, even the sword styles, like that first person they showed playing with the sword was definitely not fighting as swift and finesse style. Like the dual axes, that's crazy. Nah, man. Fighting the giant worm. I don't want to fight that though. That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it looks like I have like world bosses almost. But it's supposed to also have like you can do. There's supposed to be like 11 different professions that you can do. As far as outside of your class, so like fishing, cooking, alchemy, and all of them are supposed to be like intertwined. So one will help the other and so forth. Like fishing will obviously help cooking. Cooking will give you buffs for different things like your alchemy or whatever like that, or your mining or.
So what is the? I don't know how much they've said story wise. Like, what is this world?
I haven't seen anything story wise. They just talked about features in the game.
Gotcha.
You're supposed to be able to like have farms, and you can harvest crops. You can either hire NPCs to harvest your crops, or you can hire players.
I appreciate that.
Well, they say all this, but have they shown any of it?
They're going to, yeah.
Okay.
Because one thing. Listen, I understand.
It's a 12-minute trailer.
Oh snaps!
Yeah, it's a lengthy trailer. We can actually play the audio if you want, and we can kind of comment as it goes.
Sure.
Because they do talk about the different things to do. I don't know when they start talking about it, but I mean, like I said, it looks gorgeous.
Cities are strategically spread across cliffs, shores, mountains, and even underground in a vast 2,016 square kilometer land.
So they got it all mapped out already.
Yeah. So over 2,000 square kilometers. To put that in perspective, the original WoW launch was, I think, just over 300 kilometers. Pre-Burning Crusade, before the first expansion, the original, I think it was like 300 kilometers. So it's pretty big.
Yeah.
It is smaller than some of the new MMOs that are out right now, but it's still pretty fucking big.
I mean, if it's doing all of what it's supposed to do.
Oh, I completely forgot about this part. So it has like seasons for each biome, and weather conditions, and the weather conditions can change the biome. So like I think they'll show it here eventually, but there was like an area that got flooded because of the rainfall, and it completely changed the map because it got flooded.
Some areas may be subjected to flood.
Oh, here it is, yeah.
And some may surface as a result of drafts.
So now you have
like a temple down there.
So now you have like a lake now.
Yeah, so you had to wait for the water to subside before you can go back to that.
Or you can do an underwater temple like Zelda.
No, I can't breathe. Like Sonic down there.
Apparently the NPCs in the game are supposed to like move. They're not going to always be in the same location.
I mean, that's cool, but also I'm trying to get this quest done, my boy. Come back to the spot. It takes me weeks to get familiar with MMO landscapes. Now you're not there.
Those who find themselves.
That's why I hate Destiny, because they're always
will
moving.
not encounter a classic MMORPG.
Zer, the guy who sells all the exotic stuff.
Zer, yeah.
Yeah, he's always moving around. You gotta go find him.
And taverns run by other players.
But you can play like different games in taverns, like chess, or there's like a card game, kind of like what's the one from Witcher?
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nolan wants Tetris Masters back.
No, I want the game that you played in the first two. With the dice.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want. Dang it! But why couldn't we have both?
Yeah,
because I did eventually get into Gwent, and it was fun enough to get all the achievements.
I was say I did the quest line.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was a good quest line, actually.
Yeah. I'll talk about Gwent another time. But it's funny how the actual release of that game was not anywhere near celebrated as the version that was in the actual Witcher game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're gonna have to do a lot of production work if they're trying to get all the faces and the voice acting and all that. Which I mean is nice when they do it, but that's a lot.
For an MMO, yeah.
I mean, if it's supposed to be coming out this year, I presume they're working on that now.
I hope so.
They have to be.
The groundwork of the gameplay has got to be finished, because if it's coming out this year and there's going to be a lot of voice work and stuff, then yeah, I'd imagine That's what they're grinding through now.
Man, I feel like this is very ambitious.
It's a lot.
Especially the environmental change stuff. Like, you got to make sure that's working right, or it could fuck some stuff up.
Yeah.
And like, what happens when there's a bunch of people? Because
Well,
that's all.
the question.
That's always the thing. Like, how many games for the past 10 years that have released, in the moment there's more than 1,500 people logging in, it's like, we didn't foresee this. We talked about how big we wanted this game to be, and we didn't foresee this.
Yeah.
All right, so got to shut it down. Can't.
It always kills me especially when something knows is going to be like a big influx of folks, but they always go, well, we don't want to waste too much money on servers, so let's just
Not get enough.
Yeah.
The bare minimum.
Yep.
I hate
and then
that shit.
immediately like, yeah, we need like twice as much, but it's too late because now we got to fix everything and then get those servers in and then hope the folks come back.
Yeah, because the people who got in found all the bugs that you didn't know you had.
Like, I don't even think they've announced like any kind of beta or anything. Like,
Oh, which makes it like 10 times scarier that we didn't get to taste it first. Because
Yeah, I don't know.
oh,
I
and
don't know.
there's a whole like full on ocean battles and stuff too.
like in ships.
Yeah, like Arcade.
Okay, all right. Look,
Okay.
I understand. We want to do everything, and
We got fishing.
are you in? That brought you in?
No,
That was the thing.
no.
Yeah.
That would have brought Steven in.
Oh, Steven, trust me. The moment they said professions, you like, I'm in. The man was trying to sneak in, trying to get some items from them goblins yesterday. Oh, Saturday.
But yeah, it's
Nobody's gotten chopping wood down like New World.
I don't know. They're pretty close.
I swear to God, first time I ever saw gameplay of that, I thought that's all the game was. It's like, so you just chop down trees?
Hey, man.
I've done that before.
Hey, look, I chopped down a
whole
whole
forest.
acre. Just and didn't think twice about it. Listen, I know I
it's
didn't play
very
the game.
satisfying.
I didn't play the game nearly as much as I should have, but that was the one thing that I never felt like I was grinding on was resource gathering, especially chopping down wood.
Yeah, it was probably the most satisfying resource gathering of any game I've played. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm very skeptical about this game.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, it's like almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
Are we at that point with games now?
Yeah,
I mean,
We don't believe in anything.
I've been living in one for 10 years, so
Well, you choose that though. You like the toxicity.
I don't.
We'll release the thing we said we're gonna do in a little bit. Don't worry. This time's for real, bud.
Yeah.
Didn't you say a big patch just came out for it?
Oh yeah.
You want to talk? It
did
looks
it
like
break-
you got some thoughts.
they break the game.
Yeah, of course.
So we're talking about Star Citizen.
Yeah. So
We'll leave the Quinfall footage up.
okay.
So
So
y'all can see.
it's been in tests for like the last 5 months.
The patch.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
could have played. Now, to be fair to them, it is adding like a huge part of what's going to be the final game. It's put in like a persistence to the point to where you leave something. Oh, there's airships and stuff too.
The Hindenburg went down, baby. I don't know if we want to do that. Mine
The
carts.
ground mines.
What years? What technology is that?
Okay, yeah. Now I'm confused.
Apparently, there's supposed to be like time travel.
And teamwork mechs.
Yeah, like this ain't even time travel. That was just Wild Wild West right there.
Yeah. Now it's just getting kind of confusing. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, you can build
Is this
your
the Wild Wild
house.
West MMO?
That would be pretty cool.
Because it's kind of looking like it now, isn't it?
You can build houses, and guilds will have like their own islands. You can have guild on guild battles
I need to see
for
this.
cities.
I need to see this with HUDs.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the most concerning
That's
thing.
the problem. Yeah.
We don't believe nothing on got HUDs anymore. Wait till people start faking videos with HUDs.
With
Oh, they
HUDs?
will.
Oh, they have.
They probably because didn't Anthem had
Yeah,
HUDs?
Anthem had HUDs. Oh, they were so greasy.
Here's the naval combat.
Come on, bro. What are we doing? Is Sea of Thieves mixed?
Kraken.
Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, this is who's controlling all of that? Are they individual people?
Doubtful.
Yeah, that'd be something.
Anyway, Star Citizen. I know.
Oh, well, yeah. It's just adding. It's like a major part of the like the base of the game and everything. So
As far as like the technical side, or
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And everyone knew it was gonna. It was they knew it's gonna break everything because it's adding a whole new system to the game, and it's just taking a while to get it to where it's working now. It's been in test for like 5 months now, but they I could have played the relatively stable build of it for the last few months, but I was waiting for it to come out to live
Yeah.
because I figured that would be
It'd be more stable.
Yeah, it'd be more stable. Well, of course, the issue is somehow more and more folks are finding out and playing this game. I don't know how, but so when the patch came out,
there was a big group. I want to say a big group, but there was a decent group of people from Tarkov that played Star Citizen last patch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably an influence of people. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of Dr. Lupo.
yeah.
He started playing it last patch.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then pretty much all of his friend group started playing it.
Well, so when the patch finally came out on Friday, they said there was 10 times more folks than they've ever had on it hit it all at the same time.
Yep.
And they never had that many folks in the test.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because of Lupo. Like, he brought in a lot of people.
It's been an open test for like the last month and a half or so. So folks could have played it to try, but everybody was waiting for it for live.
Yeah.
Hits live, hundreds of thousands of folks jump on the game.
Yep.
Nobody can get in. Me and my brother fought to get in. We tried to play it for about a couple of hours yesterday. I took a break from work, called him, see if he wanted to try to get in again. I spent the first hour trying to get in. Actually got in, but half of the stuff doesn't work. The server is just like confused. It doesn't know what to do. It's bogged down. So you'll do something, and then like a half an hour after, oh yeah, this thing. It's like, oh, I was like, I did that like 2 worlds ago, but okay, that's cool.
Orange.
So they need to invest in more servers, is what it sounds like.
No, well, they need to invest in figuring out what the heck is wrong with the servers. It's not. I don't think it's the number of it. I think it's just they just weren't prepared. Unfortunately, but but the folks that have been able to get in and able to touch all the new parts of the game say it's like playing a whole different game again. So I got to do a little bit of the salvaging.
So what
part.
did they add?
Salvaging is in now.
That's when like the ships get destroyed, right? And they just float out there.
And you can go and so you can go and scrape the hulls of it now. And I have a salvaging ship that I bought 6 years ago, and I'm finally able to use. So that was, I know.
No, that's cool though.
So
finally getting the payoff.
But yeah, it's finally in the game. So that was my main thing. I just wanted to play my ship, so I was able to play it. And but the server didn't pick up that I actually salvaged anything. So we spent like half an hour scraping the hull from all this debris out in space. And then I went to go make the little crate that you got to move into your storage. And the game was like, oh, you don't have any. I guarantee you the next time I load the game up, it's going to be full.
Hey man, you got this crate full of stuff where you want it.
But yeah, the main thing is that persistence, which is like a major thing too, because you can't really do salvaging until ships persisted after they were destroyed. Being able to like actually hijack somebody's ship and steal their stuff is a thing because they added soft def to the ships. So now instead of when you shoot a ship enough, it doesn't just explode. Before, if you destroyed a ship and it had something in it, a box or a few crates, if there were other crates in it, a few of them would survive and would float and persist out in space for like a little while, and then they go away. Now, when you soft def a ship, it turns the ship off, it unlocks all the doors, but anybody inside is alive. So if you're inside and you have something you want to try to save and get a friend to come try to rescue you and move the stuff over to their ship, you have time. call for help. You could also try to fight off whoever's trying to steal your stuff now. So if you're the person trying to steal somebody else's ship or stuff, you have a choice. Do I soft death them and all of the stuff inside of the ship I can take? You might have to fight whoever's inside, but you have a chance. Or do I just go ahead and kill them? And if you full destroy a ship with stuff on it, there's a chance for between 10 and like 80% of whatever's inside the ship to survive. So that's a big deal because folks who want to do that stuff finally have something to do. They can finally chase after that big ship full of gold and steal it all and stuff like that, instead of, just somebody going, oh, I don't want to deal with this, and Alt F4, and then their ship is gone. And then the person trying to steal the stuff is like, oh, okay, and just fly away somewhere else. Because now if you Alt F4, your ship persists. It stays right where you left it. You left, your ship is still there.
So what happens when I load back into the game?
You'll load back more than likely if your ship is destroyed, which it probably will be, or at least gone. You will load back to wherever your last safe zone that you were at. So no more of that.
People are scumbags.
Yeah.
Why would you Alt F4 in the first place?
Because, man, sometimes I just want to do a run from this moon to that moon and just be left alone.
Oh, you Alt F4'd?
No, I don't.
Uh-huh. That's not what it just sounded like.
I understand the sentiment.
Then go play No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Or Elite Dangerous. I've never played Elite Dangerous. I have no idea what the game is.
Isn't there PvP in Elite Dangerous?
There is.
I think you can
I would say No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it can be turned off though.
Oh, yeah. No Man's Sky, you can play by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That game is so much different than
Yeah, it's
when
a
it
whole
launched.
different game now.
Yo, you out here building mechs and like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff that everybody's been waiting, some folks for years for, but now we just got to wait for it to work, and they got to hurry up because they got a big event. They're doing a free fly at the end of the month, which guess what? Even if they get the game to work by then, it's going to break it again because 100,000 new folks are going to join in for the free fly, and then there's an event next month that they're also running too. So yeah.
I don't think I bought it yet. I think I just did the free fly last time.
And I would recommend doing that. I always tell everybody, don't buy the game.
I bought it.
I know. And I told you not to.
And then he fell
I
through.
have it, so
And he fell through the world.
whenever they finally finish it, I'll have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're not going to be playing Starfield anytime soon.
No, apparently not. Well, they announced a release date for it, at least.
What is it?
September.
Is it September now?
I thought it was September.
I just heard
Something.
fall. That's all.
Yeah, it's September something. And something just got pushed back to later in the year. Oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I saw that this morning. Suicide Squad got pushed back.
Oh, yeah. They got pushed back last week, I thought.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about that last
I
week?
only just heard about it. Well, no, they only just released. They only just announced a release date at the
They actually announced the release
at the
date.
PlayStation thing, but then they're pushing it. I think it's to next year now. It's either end of this year or next year. But either way, it got pushed again. It's
Yeah.
like the reaction from the PlayStation thing. They were like, "Yeah, we're going to take a little more time on it and do some stuff."
Yeah, the explanation I read about what they were saying said the response wasn't good, and I'm like, what did they
For what?
for Suicide
Suicide Squad.
I'm like, what did people expect the game to be like?
Again, it's just that they've shown so little of the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that since you didn't tell me anything, my mind goes to what I want it to be.
Yep.
And then
when you show
it's
me
not
it's
that,
not.
it's like this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like when they said the concept was the Suicide Squad fighting the Justice League and other people who have been taken over by Brainiac. I'm like, okay,
I
if
think it's
four
going to be fun.
Yeah, it looked like a fun time. Like I don't.
I think they're worried about the loud minority.
They are.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I wish people would stop fucking doing this too, because they're just ruining stuff.
Well, first of all, those people don't want to admit this. is usually when people are already talking about them not going to buy your game.
They weren't going to buy.
They
it
were never
anyways.
going to buy
Yeah.
your game. Like you never see. Like when have you seen a person like retract? Like when it comes to gaming, people don't retract statements on not buying games. A game's trash. People don't care that a game can come out, not be what the necessarily intended vision of the game was, and then be corrected to that for whatever other reason. Like, you know,
I have an example of that actually, too. Yeah, go ahead.
like,
I have a point after that.
okay,
Sorry.
no, you good. Like, games get released in not the best state for various reasons. Like we now know this stuff. Like we've gotten enough of the curtain pulled back to know that a lot of times people making the game are like, bro, we're trying to make the best game.
And then the publisher is like, no, it needs to come out today.
It has to, and they're like, but oh yeah, we moved up the release date. And it's like, what do you mean you moved it up? Yeah, so remember how we told you had 7 months left to polish everything and do all the little stuff? You got 3 now.
Yeah, we need this to come out this quarter.
This quarter, exactly.
And it's like, and they'll, you know, well, they just get it out and then we can patch it up.
That was the huge problem with Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Yep.
Was that
No.
your point? Okay. All right. So what you got?
So this weekend, I started playing Callisto Protocol.
Oh,
That game is fucking awesome.
I heard it was.
Yes. No, but when it first came out, people were complaining about
Oh,
it.
you know about the
There were some issues when it first came out, but yeah.
with the like the clipping and stuff like. Because
Oh,
I
the
saw
camera
I
angles and stuff like
I
that.
saw a bunch of like, look, I can't tell what's going on type of stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get the camera thing, but like, did y'all ever play Dead Space? It's the same exact way.
People's
Like,
version
the
of what
original-
a game is,
Yeah.
Zach, versus what actually they played.
I'm not talking about the remake. I'm talking about the original Dead Space. It was close in behind your shoulder. You can't see anything behind you. That's the
So you got
fucking point.
Does it have the quick turn?
It's not Fortnite. No.
Because Dead Space got the quick turn.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the way of, you know, because you can't see behind you to the dudes doing this.
No, there's no quick turn, but
you had like some really good dodge mechanics though, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Like the melee combat is really engaging and it's fun to play.
Yeah.
And they incorporate shooting into the melee combat in a cool way that I haven't really seen done in a game kind of like that.
Nice.
But I've played probably about 5 hours now, maybe 4, but I really enjoy it. It's really good. It looks beautiful. It plays well. I get why people are upset about the close camera, but that's part of the game. Like I've been attacked from behind a couple times. It doesn't it's not like instant death or anything. It's just you get hit. You got to heal. Okay, who cares? Like it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's part of being a game like that. Like I've enjoyed a lot of it. Yeah.
Did we talk about Exo Primal last week?
We mentioned it. I don't think we ever talked about
Did
it.
we
I
actually?
don't think so because they have a open beta coming out this weekend, right?
Is it this weekend?
I think weekend of the
So is
16th.
Diablo 4's beta, right? Is this weekend?
Is it? Yeah, 17th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, listen, I will try to search out this Exo Primal beta. But
Oh, you probably can't get in.
Yeah.
It's probably already full.
No, it's open beta.
Oh, it's open beta.
It's open beta. 16th, 17th, 18th, I think. I know it's 3 days this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we basically just
17th through the 20th, yeah.
we basically decided that this is the closest that we're ever going to get back to Lost Planet.
Kind of, sort of.
I mean, like I said last week or whatever the week before, I think Justice League or Suicide Squad is our Lost Planet that we're going to get.
Yeah.
It looks. It reminded me a lot of it, like the movement, the gunplay.
Yeah.
It's third person action, which is a great style of game. Like it's fun. I don't.
But again, it's not what I was expecting. And I imagine a lot of folks are like me.
Well, so all right, let me ask you this, because and not even like in trying to be like, I got you, that's stupid. But what did you want the game to be like, and what did you expect it to be like?
I imagined. Now I knew it wasn't going to be exactly like the Batman games.
Yeah, you
because
gotta let that
obviously
go.
these are different characters and everything. But I imagined that it would be probably more grounded, especially with certain characters or whatnot. Like each character would obviously have their own special thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But and again, I understand why they went the way that they did, but you know, I kind of expected it to be a little more. See, it's hard. I think it's hard to describe because again, because I wasn't told what it was until right before it was initially going to come out. My mind just kind of made up my own thing about it.
Well, I think you had I really agree with it sounded like it was going to be more grounded. And I don't think that's just because of your expectation. I think when they originally showed it, right? Yeah. And the closest thing to gameplay they showed was those like zoomed in cameras. And it was like they were only fighting like one or two enemies at a time. Yeah. It was like, oh, okay. And I think they even mentioned like if you picked a certain a character, you could beat every mission with that same character, but your approach would have to be different because they would have certain limitations. Like King Shark, you know, is more on the ground. Like they said those things, so I get exactly where you're coming from.
And I think they probably had an intentions of being that. I think it just while developing stuff, they kind of made changes.
Yeah, things had to change.
Yeah, because you really can't tell somebody like somebody might have designed a level and been like, well, no, you need Deadshot for this. And they're like, well, no, you got to make it so that
it works for everybody.
It's like, well, if I make it work, so either I have to make it to where it's completely grounded so everybody can do it, or I have to give the other characters ways to circumvent their limitations. But one of the things I think that I don't know if it kept my expectations lower, but because the game was called the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, I'm like, okay, that title makes me feel like this is not going to be as grounded as hearing that it's Rocksteady doing it. Because when I heard Rocksteady, I'm like, oh, Arkham,
exactly.
But then it's like, but they're doing this Kill the Justice League thing, and Arkham, like all of the Batman games, really don't deal with
superpowers.
Well, like killing. It's like people are in danger and people have been killed, but when you play the actual game, it's like the animated series, where it's like the threat of death is there, but nobody really dies. Or if they do, it's all of this it's off screen. It's you know, Joker's killed, you know, thousands of people. It's like, okay, but then you just punch him in the face then instead of just shooting him in the forehead. Like, but I know this is Batman, so we can't do that. But with the Suicide Squad, that's kind of their thing, is at least the way they've been pushed recently. It's they are you expect, you know, explosions and like scenes
actual
of
people dying.
Yeah, like depictions of death, right? But then it's like, well, it's the Justice League, so I don't know. I just feel like it makes it to where it would have to be more like wacky.
Outlandish.
Yeah, outlandish is like it would have to be, because there's no way they're gonna show like an Arkham version of Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. It would be like that just may be
too gruesome.
Yeah,
it would be like Manhunt.
Because that's what it sounds like. you sneaking up, you're sneaking up on Green Lantern because his willpower's getting low, and you're like if you jab in the back of his neck, he can't concentrate as hard. It's, this is dark. And Captain Boomerang he's a monster.
Yeah. Now some folks, I heard this recently, some folks are upset that you might kill Batman, and since
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah. You know, and he recently passed away, and it's like, well, you can't kill him, and it's like,
it's fiction.
You know, they're two different people, right?
One guy's actually just Bruce Wayne. He's not even Kevin Conroy. He's voiced by Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
One is was a living person.
Yeah.
And one is
the other one's
pixels.
a video game character that happens to have
based on
voice.
a fictional character.
Yeah.
In a comic book.
So I thought that was kind of silly.
That was drawn by some other person.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's I think,
not real.
I think we're reaching a little too far here. Like there's the thing over there, and clearly I can't reach it, but I'm going to reach forward.
Yeah.
People just want to be upset just to be upset.
Yeah, that's just that's being weird. Okay, I'm going to say it. You're being weird. Just relax. This isn't what this is. And I'm certain the guy who read for that, you know, the guy who did the voice lines and stuff, I'm sure in some form or fashion when he read the lines or did the voices of him being killed in the game, he wasn't thinking, you know, at some point I'm going to cease to live and this is going to be in bad taste.
Exactly.
He'll be like, no, I did my job. Like, you know. Yeah.
People want to make things out of nothing.
I just hope the game doesn't get turned into something, like you said, to try to appease a loud minority who will not buy the game. At best, they're going to pirate it. Like that's what you're hoping for at best from those people. They're not gonna buy it, bro. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't buy the game. They were never gonna buy
They
the
were
game.
probably never going to buy it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
They probably play Arkham Asylum that their older brother had and was like, "This is the greatest game." You never even bought that game.
It is really good. But
I mean, no, it is. But I'm saying, like, when I start to hear people talk about like not buying games, because we generally don't have conversations about games that we're not interested in playing. That's kind of like with this hobby, you talk about the things that you enjoy doing or you look forward to doing. We don't sit around talking about things we don't like, but there are people who do that.
I know.
Yeah.
And
it
the people
drives me
that do
crazy.
that, they were never going to support the thing anyway. Like that's the thing is I was this close to buying that game. I was this close to getting it. And
But
then that
then they
video
made-
came out.
Yeah, they made Harley Quinn's pants a different shade of red than they were in the comic.
Why didn't
book.
they give her the full Jester outfit instead of the Margot Robbie shorts and t-shirt? I don't like that version of Harley.
So I'm not gonna buy it.
She's using the bat instead of the big hammer, and I just think that's not true to the character from the animated series. But I was this
You
close.
sound like Nolan right now.
And if I ever done anything like that,
Gwen State.
Gwen Stacy.
what?
You were heavy on
I
Gwen
still
Stacy.
saw it.
That is,
still
you know
saw
what?
it.
That is true. That is true. He does actually still
You were
support
just
the thing.
seething the whole time
Oh
watching
yeah, I hated it, but I still watched it.
Can't believe this.
it. She should be dead.
I could listen. I know you wouldn't do this, but the thought of Nolan in a theater, just like standing up, upset, and being like, "She shouldn't even be here." That would be so great.
Bro. So I
man,
went and
sit down,
saw.
though.
I went and saw 65 this weekend.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Good movie.
Okay,
Enjoyed it. If you're looking for a movie to just turn your brain off and enjoy, go see it. It's really good.
but it's got dinosaurs in it. What are you
I'm
guys
about
so
to say,
upset
it's
about?
dinosaurs. It's like what do you
But
think
bro,
it's gonna be?
It makes me really hard to want to go back to a movie theater. Dude, I was literally so there was me, Danielle, an empty seat, and then another couple.
You didn't pay for premium seat? I'm joking.
No, I don't think no. Anyways, me, Danielle, empty seat, other couple. Other couple talked the entire fucking movie.
I hate
And I can't I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Please just shut the fuck up. And it's just like,
Jake says this because remember we talked about it because of Star Wars. He's like, I'm never going back to the
dude,
movies.
it's just like, how disrespectful do you have to be to everybody? You're not the only person in this fucking theater. There's multiple people, and they all can fucking hear you. Just shut the fuck up,
But I'm the main character.
bro.
Even in watching movies, I'm the main character.
I can't stand it how disrespectful people are to other people.
Yeah. What movie was that we saw? Might have been. It was one of the.
Oh, and
Marvel
somebody
films.
answered their fucking cell phone in the middle of the movie too. That was
Oh
pretty funny,
God!
What up, Doe?
Spider-Man
right
2.
in front of us.
Is that somebody else?
Somebody answered their phone twice. Twice.
It could be a family emergency. Then why are you at the theater?
Oh no, it wasn't. Hello.
I mean, if it is, just step
Yeah.
out.
Leave.
Or you don't even have to leave the fucking theater. You can step down into the little hall so you can still watch the movie, but you're not bothering everybody.
He got shot? No, he got shot. No, I'm just watching Spider-Man. I'll be up there in a little bit. It's just so
But yeah,
awful.
it's like I want to come to the movie theater because a movie like 65 I think is best seen in theaters when you have giant dinosaurs and
Yeah, you
something like that.
You want the sound
The
coming in. And all
speaker.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Y'all
but
have
then
home
going and
theaters.
then have an experience like that, it's like it's really hard for me to justify going to the movie theater when one person can ruin the whole experience just because they want to be disrespectful and they don't give a fuck about anybody else.
Yeah, no, it is. It sucks because this experience isn't going to be like it's not going to be a thing in the way that it is for much longer because they just ain't making that much money as they used to. And even though they're making a lot of money, apparently it's not enough. So they're gonna start changing stuff, and it's gonna get weirder. But
Oh, it was fucking expensive.
I'm about to say
yeah,
the
yeah,
price just keeps going up now to make up for the less money that they're making.
even though people keep breaking records, it's confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's because they charge us so much.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, like it's we're gonna go see the Mario movie. I know
Oh
that,
yeah. Of course we are.
but after that, I don't know if there's a movie I really want to go see in the theater.
And you know what? This is the thing about wanting to see a movie like based on the thing that you like with a bunch of people like who all already enjoy the thing as well. You know, even if you, it's like when I was a kid, I remember going to see the Pokemon movie, right? And it was a bunch of kids with their parents, you know, bringing groups of friends to the movie theaters. And it was just cool to be like, yeah, we're all coming to see. We all like Pokemon. We all coming to see this movie because we all like Pokemon, you know. And it was a room full of kids, and I felt like everybody shut up, like for the most part. Like every once in a while, somebody just kind of, you know, oh my God, is that, you know? But for the most part, it was everybody kind of ooh and ah at the same time, and it was just like everybody has like a general decorum of enjoying movies. I don't do the weird clapping thing at the end. I just feel like that's a little extra. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's there hearing your clapping.
I mean, like no, like if people want to clap once the credits start rolling and all that because they really enjoy that, if that's their thing. That's their thing.
No, they're fucking weird. Let's just call them out. They're fucking weird. Nobody that made that movie is there for you to.
Look, if you are at like
applause.
a premiere or like a screen, like if you're there,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes 100% sense because you should also boo.
Fucking movie theater in Mobile, Alabama. Not one motherfucker that made this movie is in this theater
Pika?
to hear your applause.
If they would have had at least somebody in a suit, that would have been enough. That would have worked. Pikachu came to our movie theater for the screening, so I don't know about y'all. But yeah, like it's just really cool. But now it's, I don't want to go to a Marvel movie like premiere. Not like the real premiere, but you know what I mean, like the midnight
the first
showing.
weekend.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to go there because I don't want to hear the and then look at this and that's stupid.
Usually that's not the folks you get the first day or two. Yeah, because you usually getting the folks who are really excited and just it's
Marvel movies I actually have had decent luck with.
I've never actually seen the movies like the midnight premiere. I feel like I'm too lazy to do all that. But
we usually try to do it so that we just get it out of the way.
But I like watching those movies like with a small group of friends and also like in a very empty theater, just to minimize the chance of that.
That's nice too.
Yeah, like I'd rather do that just because I want to minimize the chance of all of the extra things happening.
Yeah,
that could happen. Yeah. I was like, dude, this is so stupid. And I don't want to be, because you don't know how people are these days. I don't want to be like, hey, can you please be quiet?
What you talking about, my boy?
Yeah, I don't want something weird to happen. Like they get all aggressive or like, I just want to sit here and watch a movie.
Well, yeah, because if you say, hey, man, could you guys quiet down? I'm trying to hit a movie. And they get reactive. Because the thing is, not even thinking about somebody like taking it to the lengths of pulling out something.
Right. They can make it worse.
It's just the fact, like, a person could, when confronted with the, hey, you guys are being loud, there's a couple of reactions there it could go, right? It could go to, all my fault. Or they can escalate.
Right. They can be even more loud on purpose.
And then
because you said something.
Now it's like, now you test them a gangster. Now I got to figure out, like, how far am I willing to push it, Because I don't know. I'm at the crossroads now.
Because if they get loud and it gets to a point where I just get up and leave, that doesn't affect them.
Nope, they won.
They won. The only person that affected is me and Danielle.
We lost. Now I'm in the situation of how far am I willing to take it to not lose?
Yeah, it's just
I could be demonstrative.
Yeah, I had to basically sit there and deal with it, and it ruined it. Unfortunately. Yeah. The movie was great, though. I liked the movie.
I'll watch it whenever it starts streaming on something.
Yeah. I just felt like it was a movie. Like, we wanted to have a date night anyways, and it was either this or Ant-Man. And I want to see Ant-Man, but it's a movie that I don't mind watching at home.
Yeah.
And I thought 65 would be a good movie to watch in a theater.
It seems like a theater movie.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's big dinosaur, space stuff.
And it seemed like a movie that I probably only want to watch once. And I'd rather have it be in a theater than at home. So we went and saw that. It was good. But yeah.
Before we go,
we have Resident Evil 4. They released a demo last week.
A lot of people playing.
A lot of people played it. So we're going to watch a little bit of it and see what our initial thoughts are.
Like, I've been sold on this anyway, so I wasn't that hard pressed about playing it. Like, I know some people like, oh man, I can't believe it's how I got to play. It's like, I mean, I'm gonna play it.
I was sort of on the fence. And when I mean on the fence is I wasn't like, it's probably just going to be like Resident Evil 2 and 3. It's going to be good. I'll probably play it anyways, but what I've seen of the demo, it looks like they went above and beyond 2 and 3.
It's crazy to see them do the same thing with the same game again, because this is what happened with 4. It was Resident Evil 2 and 3, like all the Resident Evils, even Code Veronica was like, no, they're good games. Like, they're, you know, if you like Resident Evil games like this, they're getting better and better each time. And then 4 came out and it was like, so how long could y'all been able to do this? Like, and how come nobody else has ever done this? And how did this game, you know, it was kind of, to me, at least back then, it felt like when what's 64 Zelda? I keep thinking
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. I kept thinking Majora's Mask. I'm like, no, that's not it. So like when Majora's Mask, when Ocarina of Time came out and people were like, hey, so this isn't like Link to the Past or, you know, Legend of Zelda for the NES. This is something totally different from the same franchise. That's what Resident Evil 4 was. It was like this turning point, not only, and it became a turning point for action games too. But
Didn't you say that the dude that made Gears of War completely changed the Gears of War essentially?
Oh yeah, after you played this, yeah.
Is it Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is a very, very and
Influential.
yeah, it's hugely influential game. And if you recall, it didn't really sell that well because it was on the GameCube. Yeah.
That was the other thing. This game was on the GameCube after Code Veronica X was already on the PlayStation, and like wasn't this after they tried to do the online game, Resident Evil 4, like the first Resident Evil Survivor.
I don't know,
but either way,
but either way, yeah, it's so much. Like Gears of War wouldn't exist as it is now if not for this game. Cliff Bleszinski plays this, and it turns from an isometric strategy game into the Gears of War we know now because of this game.
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't the first, you know, over the shoulder third person shooter, but it was definitely the one that everybody went, ooh, because it took a franchise that was a certain way and completely changed it around.
While still keeping the idea of what was going on. Because the thing about this game is story-wise, this picks up from Code Veronica.
Pretty much, yeah.
But you're not playing anybody that was in Code Veronica, but it's still continuation of what they were leading to in the story. So like it's doing all this stuff for the franchise itself. Plus it was just really well designed. It played so much better than a lot of games did at the time. You were going from having the camera angle be predetermined everywhere, you know, the angles and stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like you got all this control.
Yeah.
This
it's like just the gunplay was like, hey, now I can actually aim at somebody. So that's
put the laser beam on you now.
I can shoot your leg out and run around you.
They throw the axe at you, pop the axe out the air.
Yeah. And in this one, could you shoot axes out of their hands in the original?
I believe so.
Okay, because they were definitely. I was watching somebody playing it, and they were definitely doing it. There, it was like, wait, can I shoot their hands? And sure enough, he shot the hand.
Yeah,
axe will fall out, and then here they come trying to choke you. But yeah, I didn't realize until somebody pointed out that they basically remade the original GameCube demo with this one. This was like the exact thing, but it's, you know, all the new stuff in it. So.
Yeah, I remember the demo for this, like going to like Walmart and it being like, this is long.
I remember playing it and getting my head chopped off by the chainsaw guy. I was like, oh, it just was not expecting that.
No, not at all.
Which was actually too violent. In the Japanese version of the game, it's just him like fighting the chainsaw against his chest, and then like you died.
Now, all right, so Leon's going around and he's kicking these barrels and he's getting these items. And so there's been, I won't say a lot of talk, but enough for me not to be able to just constantly not see it. Apparently, people like to complain about stuff, as we've mentioned, but they're complaining about the fact that the barrels have
Yellow paint.
yellow paint.
I saw that.
From Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, I saw people were like, "Can we stop doing this in video games, marking things that need to be broken or whatever?" Like,
You say that until people get stuck on stuff because studies already show that they don't know better.
They didn't know to break this crate that's the same color wood as the wood in the background.
Yeah, that's why you make. That's why on a lot of PC games, at least the ones I've played recently, you press a button to highlight things like highlightable objects or interactable objects and stuff.
yeah, it was like that was one thing in Callisto Protocol. I was like hoping they had like that button that kind of like highlights interactable things.
Well, some sort of scan button.
Yeah, because it's a dark game. But at the same time, I get why it's not there because it would kind of break some of the immersion, and I get why people are complaining about the yellow paint on because I get it. It's not completely immersive, but at times like it's needed to at times.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't want people to miss vital objects in the game and then not know how to proceed or get stuck because they didn't know to break some random crate. Because my thing too is like, okay, unless you're gonna make all items interactable, even when they're nothing, like Skyrim, for example, where you can interact with everything, but then everything becomes worthless because you can touch everything, right? If it's not gonna be that, then I want things to be able to be highlighted.
But
I don't think that's a big of a deal.
Yeah, it's just like shut up.
Shut up. Complain.
But
video games have been doing it for years. And
which version of the game is this? I wonder.
what do you mean?
Like is it PC or PS5?
Yeah,
Probably PS5. They're using a PlayStation controller at least.
True.
Because the version I saw looked way better. But either way,
This is probably not in 4K.
Yeah,
also.
it's not 4K. Just 1080p.
Yeah, there is no 4K option.
Yeah, IGN doesn't really do 4K stuff.
but yeah, this whole part here, and when the chainsaw guy comes and you're running away from all the folks and just trying to survive or kill enough to get the next cutscene to start. And it's like, so that's what I like about what I've seen so far is they do a really good job of changing enough to make it feel new, but also leaving in the stuff that everybody kind of expects.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Leon with the business.
Fucking suplexing people.
Oh.
So this was another thing that they were upset about is the yellow tape on the window. I can get that. We should know that glass can be broken, right?
I mean, the thing with what people don't know, the thing with this game was it was trying to introduce all these concepts to you early so that you would use them later, because a lot of times, like, you may end up getting stuck in this game on certain parts, or at least I know back in the day people would, because they didn't realize they could interact with things still like back then the same way. So I get it. Like it can be a little on the nose, but you don't think in the Resident Evil game that you can jump out of a window because you just hadn't been able to do it before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely
Generally.
back then. Oh hello.
Oh yeah. That you come out of nowhere.
So yeah, you can use the knife to parry, but it's only but your knife will eventually break or something.
Yeah, you have
It has a durability.
Yeah, durability.
Yeah. So do you just get a new knife at that point, or?
I think
I'm
you
assuming-
can upgrade it.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be because I know that's more of an 8 or a 7 thing now with the multiple knives. They swarming them.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, it gets crazy.
The sense of dread that even with all the tools you have, you can still just get overwhelmed.
Well, that's the whole point of this whole part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like survive. It's like good luck. And then when it seems like it couldn't get any worse, chainsaw guy shows up.
Yep. And then when it seems like it can't get any worse from there, bell rings. Time to go to church.
Yep.
You know, we fried up two guys, and then we were gonna burn up another one, but the bell rung, so we couldn't get to him.
Of course, he's just making this last longer because you can just move the whole thing along if you just go to the right building and bring the chainsaw guy out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we gotta drag it out though. You gotta
Yeah,
explore.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. I think me and Steve are gonna play it.
Yeah.
Well, Steven's gonna play it, and I'm gonna be there with him.
He's gonna try to get you to play it too.
Oh, he already mentioned it this weekend.
Oh, that he's gonna actually play?
He said, "You're not gonna make me play it, right?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep.
I played 2. Darius played 3.
How is it not fair at this point? Like, we're giving him the best one.
Yeah. There you go. Close the door.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, 2 is the hardest one out of these remakes to me. Like 3 gets you don't get super strong, but there's a point in 3 fairly early where you stop. Pretty much after you stop getting chased by the nemesis, when you only start having boss fights against them, the game is nowhere near as difficult because the resources are too easy, and you should have enough stuff as far as stuff to make ammo with that you never really get low as you do in the beginning of the game. And then all of 2 just
Being chased down by X or whatever.
dude, that game is it's one of the reasons I it's like my favorite one, but it was so hard. It can be so hard sometimes. Come on, pull out the realness now. Don't get the shotgun just for fun.
Push the elevator.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I like to shove down elevators all the time.
Oh, he could block the throne X with the parry too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, because that sidestep really wasn't working for me back in the day.
Seems to be pretty good at it too. I wonder if it's like an easy mode where it kind of auto does it.
Hey, not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't be too mad at that.
Mm-mm.
Is that a flashbang he threw?
Yeah.
Oh, you go around meleeing everybody? Smart.
He just blocked a chainsaw.
A little bit. Technically it was the force from the grenade, but did he block a chainsaw? Yeah. It only grazed him, and he wasn't holding the trigger, so it wasn't spinning.
But yeah, check this game out. It comes out, what, 24th? Is that what it is? March 24th?
Something.
Next week?
Guys, is that next week? Time keeps on slipping into the... Just because I saw Space Jam over there.
Oh. When is Resident Evil 4 remake release date? March 24th.
Yep.
That's next week, right?
Yep. Should be next Friday.
Or Friday after next. I don't know what I just did. I can't see anything.
Oh, down, right, up a little bit. All right, to the right. Right there. Up, back to the left. Right there.
There we go.
I got you. Get you in here.
But yeah, what have y'all been playing?
I played a little bit of the finals. That was
Still
cool.
haven't got a chance to play it.
Yeah, I tried to load it back up the other day, and I didn't get too far. I'm trying to think. I did play something else recently. I just been playing more of the Octopath Traveler demo to get all my people before.
Is that out yet?
Yeah, it's technically out. I've been playing the prologue so I can get all the people before I start it. In between trying to, do all the other stuff that we've been doing. It's been, last week was kind of heavy. So I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks we can get back into getting some progress on some games. There's a few. Oh, you know what I did? One of the days last week. So Wednesday, I was getting like my Twitch rewards for Destiny and stuff, and it was like you could play games through Luma.
Through what?
Exactly. And
I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so Amazon Prime has a streaming gaming service.
Okay.
And one of the games they had was one of the Legend of Heroes games, the RPG. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it was the one I wanted to play where the guy's like part of this police force and he goes back to his hometown because like his brother passed away and he was on the police force. So he's going back and trying to follow in his footstep type of thing. And I was like, this is odd that they have this game on here because it's a game that's like $50 on Steam. Like it's on my wish list. And so I started playing it, and it's like, okay, for it to be a free service, this is pretty cool. Now there is a pay service portion to it as well, where you get access to more stuff. And, obviously Stadia didn't work, so kind of on the fence on live streaming games. But for RPGs, it's not bad. Now I did try to play Mega Man 11 on there as well, which wasn't bad, but you need a little more fast twitch reaction time. And every once in a while you get hit with a little stutter, and Mega Man that's pretty much means you're dead.
Yeah, that's not
so it wasn't as fun as playing that game. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I played it probably like 4 hours. So got past the prologue, because that's what I really was trying to do, just get past the prologue. Then I played a little more afterwards. And all those games are actually pretty good. It's just there's so many games in that series, and they're all like, some of them are sequels, some of them are part of the same universe. They're all part of the same universe, but some of them have like bigger implications than others. So this one is kind of more focused on this little town, and there's like a town building aspect where you get resources and help the town develop better and all this other thing. But that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's just that Luma thing, streaming is just, it's not quite there. Not quite. And I was by like, there was nobody else in the house or anything, so it was all me on the bandwidth. And yeah, every once in a while it would. That's like, so I couldn't play Mega Man 11 that much, because I wanted to play Mega Man 11, because I've been kind of wanting to dive into that one, and it's got a little bit more. I honestly hated the extra Mega Man entries that were like Mega Man 1 style. You know how they did the sequels, because like we had up to 8, but 8, I liked 8 because 8 was like new. It was like a new Mega Man game. It was an SNES game at the time, and then you end up getting Mega Man X, which is like, okay, this is the new version, but it's a different Mega Man. But then they did Mega Man 9, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna look like Mega Man 8, and they were like, nope, it's gonna look like Mega Man 1, and I was like, oh, but that Mega Man sucks.
Well, you know why that happened?
No.
There was Capcom didn't, for some reason, they went through that period where they didn't want nothing to do with the series for some reason. And then this guy made a fan game.
Oh, that was the fan game they turned
That was huge, of course. So, of course, they shut him down, and then it was like, here's some money, just make 9.
Yeah. And then he made 10 as
and
well.
Then he made 10 as well, yeah.
So they put
that's
they
why
put
it looked
Akuma
like that,
and
because they
the Street Fighter characters in 10 and stuff.
they just paid him to do it. They were like, I mean, he obviously knows what he's doing. Everybody really liked what he was doing. Let's just pay him to make a new game in the series. And now, imagine that. Folks still want to play it.
And then 11 is like 8.
Yeah.
Which is what I like. Like, I really liked Mega Man 8, and I hate we only got one entry into that version of Mega Man, because I thought that was really cool, because it was different from X, but it was like, it was taking advantage of the new technology and stuff. Like, I don't mind games, being 8-bit or 16-bit and all that stuff. Yeah. I just hated back in the day, like, to see a game go into the next generation of it and then be like, no, we're just gonna do this version. It's like what they did with Bionic Commando. It was like, we got the Bionic Commando remake that was really good, and then they were like, yeah, we're gonna do like a DLC for it and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. And then maybe we'll get another one like this. And they were like, no, we just wanted to do that so that you would get hyped for this other Bionic Commando that we know you're not gonna play. But at least Spencer with the dreads was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, that came out of it, yeah.
Everything else about that.
But all right. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us this week. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, finger blast that bell icon on our YouTube. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Crossover combination finish!
Banged it up.
That's kind of weird terminology.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have used that phrasing.
And of course, you already started recording. So
Yeah.
I know exactly where this is going.
Banged it out. Boom. Oh, that's funny.
Well, no, it only took about an hour and a half.